Hello, Jedi Knights and Sith Lords, and welcome to the Star Wars Artifacts show. I hope you enjoyed our brand new intro. We'll talk about it pretty soon. But tonight, we are going to talk about our trip to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And to do so, I am joined with my two traveler friends, my two Batuan friends, I should say. So Eric and Nico are joining me tonight. So how are you doing, guys?
Good.
Pretty good.
Can't complain.
Awesome.
I think we're all healthy now after our trip. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But, I think we all had our turns. I don't know about Nico, but I just recovered from I'd say on and off ever since I got back. It's been a few days sick, few days not sick, few days sick, but finally feeling better now. So.
Well, I'm good. Still didn't get anything, so
I still have some coughing episodes, as I was telling Nico before we got on the air. But I have like 3 good days, 1 bad day, so it's going in the right direction, I guess. But the nurse told me today that it might be like that for up to 6 months. I hope it won't be like that for 6 months, but so who knows? I'm gonna have to learn how to live with that. So
just a special shout out to Max, who did our intro.
Yeah, our intro.
I don't know what you guys thought of the new intro, but I think it's so good. We're gonna watch it one more time.
that's
Why
good.
not? Yeah.
Next level stuff there.
Oh yeah, so it has everything. Yeah, our new logo, 3D animation. To me, it's like perfect. The dream
catchy
intro.
Little tune.
Yeah, for sure. That's an earworm.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Replica Cosplay for the good, cool comment. Nice background, yeah.
Thank you.
It's more of an expensive background, but who knows?
Yes. I guess. I won't even want.
Wallace the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best Flash I've ever known. So, Replica Cosplay, rock on.
So,
Flash it.
I think, like usual, let's just remind people about our contest. Our hyperspeed towards 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you have a chance, please like and subscribe to the page. Hit the notification bell. We're gonna draw one of these 2 statues. Well, actually, we'll have a draw of some sort of contest once we reach the 2,000 subscribers. The winner will get to pick which one of these statues he wants. It's from Gentle Giant. It's the L3D bus. Is that what it is, Dom? Is it the L3D?
Yeah, L3D, Legends in 3 Dimensions.
So you get the choice between the first order officer or just the regular
Trooper.
So if you have a chance, please help support us. Like, share, subscribe. Anything you can do. As usual, also, we have T-shirts available on Redbubble. I think it's SWA Artefacts. It's in the description for the video or the podcast. We have the T-shirts that we're all wearing now from our trip. The Galaxy's
Special
Edge
edition
of Star Wars Artifacts. We have the Once a Rebel inspired by the series of Ahsoka, done by our great friend Marie-Claude.
An official partner now.
Naboo, an official partner of ours now and guest host. So if you have a chance, go check out that and help support as best as you can. So how do you guys want to start this? You want to just run into some slideshows?
That's what I was about to say. Where do I begin?
Well, I have an idea. How about we start with how our trip went? I think, Nick, did we talk about it on air? I don't think so, but we had an adventure. I think when we met at the airport, we saw someone there.
Yep.
You wanna tell that story or?
Sure. Well, we were waiting for our flights. We came at the airports like they say always come 3 hours earlier. So we were waiting, and I see somebody pass next to me, and just from the corner of my eye, I see a guy with a hat and black sunglasses, and I say, "Wait a minute, that's Giancarlo Esposito." So Eric says, like, nah, it can't be. And there's a guy walking at fast pace with a airport employee going somewhere with a purpose, and he looks like Giancarlo Esposito, Moff Gideon. So we Eric just said, like, let's go follow him, man. Let's go see if it's true,
Not
because
creepy
we had
at all,
nothing
but
to
yeah.
do. No, but yeah, we kept a distance and stuff like that. But I mean, we had nothing to do, so why not? So
Yeah.
we tried to follow him, and he came to the New Jersey gate and just went in, and then we saw him on the walkway.
Yeah, like
And
the bridge or whatever that they use. So
Yeah.
we weren't sure, but like we definitely saw him from the side, the hat, and then I'm like, wait a minute. So he was in Ottawa, I think, the week before for the Ottawa
Yeah,
Comic
Ottawa
Con,
Comic Con. Yeah.
and I go online and I look at his Facebook. Lo and behold, he's wearing the exact same hat and glasses. So
Yeah, he's always had the
yeah.
same hat and the sunglasses.
So it was a
that's
good
what
start,
triggered me.
a very good
Yeah.
start to our trip to Galaxy's Edge. So I think the flight there, everything was fine. We got there. We were there with our friends.
No,
as
no,
well.
he went to New Jersey.
Well, yeah.
Replica cosplay Ascus if
Oh
he
yeah,
was
no,
on the
I
same plane.
wish, I wish,
Ah,
no.
okay,
But
yeah.
even then, we wouldn't. I don't think we would have bothered him. I think we just wanted to
No.
confirm at this point that it was, because we were just there wondering, is it? Is it? Oh, let's go see. But yeah, so our flight there was good. We were with two other people, but Dominic, how about you tell us about our flight, your flight? Because we
I
got
envy you
there.
so much.
We got there and we're supposed to meet at Disney Springs for
That's it.
supper.
Yeah.
And we had, I mean, Dominic was nowhere to be found. I think their family, they don't really use cell phones and much and stuff like that. to
That's it.
communicate.
Yeah.
So it was hard. We were just supposed to meet there. We were getting no signs of life. Nico and I and Seb, we had all gone to his hotel to try to meet up with him. We're like, oh, we're just going to wait to see if he shows up. Didn't show up. So we went to Disney Springs. But meanwhile, something else is going on. And Dominic, if you can give us a quick
Yeah.
tip.
So first, we weren't on the same flight. I was with a different airline company, and my flight was scheduled to depart at 2 p.m. So you guys, I think, departed around 9 a.m.
At 10 a.m.
Yeah.
10 a.m. Okay, so about 4 hours before me. So I live about 45 minutes away from the airport. But, we don't like to be last minute folks. So we said we're going to take off at 9 from our place. So worst case scenario, we'll be there at 10. And we'll have like 4 hours ahead of us to register the bags. And, I have I have an extra wheelchair that I bring for the shower. So, and there's a lot of special stuff because of my disability. So we said, let's not get into trouble and let's be there a little while before the plane takes off. So we take off at 9 with my adapted Honda Odyssey. We have a driver who is scheduled to bring back the car to my place after he drops us at the airport. And about, I'd say, 15 minutes away from the airport, we were going down the hill, and the engine stops. Like, it literally stops, and we smell Preston. So we're like, what the heck is going on? So, and we're like at the end of an exit. So vans are passing next to us at about a 10-inch distance from our truck. Our driver is even too scared to go and close the mirror, because he's afraid his hand might be...
He's gonna die.
Yeah, that's it. So we wait like 5, maybe 10 minutes, try to start the engine, nothing. luckily, there was like a road surveillance camera that saw our truck, and road service came to see what was going on. They pulled a pickup truck right behind our van with the typical yellow arrow to make sure we were seen. So nobody got injured, thankfully. But it's now maybe 10 a.m. So about half an hour later, there's a towing truck that arrives, but they cannot tow us anywhere because I'm tied up in the van, and I cannot stay tied up in the van while they are towing us. So they say, well, we got a plane to catch. We're going to call an adapted taxi. So we wait for the taxi, and we wait for the taxi, and we wait for the taxi, and it doesn't arrive. So, like, 2 hours pass. They try to call the police gets there. They cannot do anything. They just can, bring like a security and stuff like that, but there's nothing they can do. They try on their end to call the adapted taxi. They say, "Yeah, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there." And we get to 1 p.m. And I'm like,
Plane starts at
I can see my plane takes off at 2:05. So
It's funny. I think back at it now.
I
was
was
supposed to be on your
watching.
flight, Dom. I was supposed to be
I
on
was,
your flight.
yeah, true,
I would have been
True.
freaking out at the airport.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So
man.
I'm so close to the airport. I'm seeing planes take off literally, and I'm like, 2 days before that day, I told my mom, I'll believe it when I feel the airplane take off,
Yep.
because there were so many disappointments about that trip, COVID
Well,
and
just
stuff
just
like
to
that.
backtrack, you were supposed to go in 2020,
Yeah.
and COVID came, and that canceled that first trip, and
Mhm. And
that was the
2021,
retry of that trip, and
So let's
yet
remember
again,
that the reason you didn't go was because of COVID. We'll get back to
Yeah.
that though later.
yeah, keep that detail in mind. So at one, I asked the guy from the roadside service, "Is there anything we can do? I cannot miss my
me.
plane." So
strap
it's
me on
like,
the hood, sir.
Strap me on the roof. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't
Christmas
care.
tree. Bring me.
So he said, "Well, let me make one last call to my office." And he comes back like 2 minutes later. He says, "Well, if you put your wheelchair in the cab of my pickup and the bags and everything, I'll take you." And I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my go 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 go!" So we got into the pickup. He drops us at 1:15, 1:20. We rushed to the
Baguette,
I have the
baguette
scene
checkout.
from Home Alone
Air
when they're running
Transat,
through the airport.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah, that's about it. So, and we get to the Air Transat section, and they say, "Oh, this is international flight. You need to go to American flights. So this is the other section." So we go back, we start running again. We get to the American Air Transat section and they would just throw our bag, and they look at us like, "Those guys are so freaking late." And I'm like, "My truck broke down," but I'm sure, like, they heard that all the time. So like, yeah, right. So, well, I think they felt our distress in our voice, but they registered the luggage, and they said, "Okay, now we got to go through U.S. Customs." So I go to the customs, but there's a huge line, and I'm like,
At 2 p.m., it's always like that.
"Sorry, can I go ahead of you because my plane is at that time?" And I feel so bad for saying that. And there's a local TV comedian who's there that I've met like 15 years later, but he doesn't recognize me, obviously. And he's like, "Oh, you're in trouble." So he began like helping us, getting ahead of the line. So I get to the custom. What do we call that? The person, the American guy working for
Custom
the
officer. Yeah.
custom officer. Yeah, that's it. And he says, "Well, you guys look already exhausted. You're leaving for a trip. What's going on?" So I
Car
told him, "Well,
breakdown.
our car broke down. We're leaving at 2:05." And he's like, he looks at his watch and says, "Okay, I got no question. Let's meet the camera passport and go."
Nice.
So he was very nice for us.
So anyone who wants to
So-
smuggle drugs into the U.S.,
Yeah.
now you know how.
Dom's the
Yeah.
Dom's the man.
Yeah, come travel with me. So then we get to the handheld luggage checkup, with the metal detectors and stuff like that. So we go through that, and as I'm finishing that step, I see the Air Transat lady speaking on a CB. So she's like, "Okay, we got to go now." So we were running literally into the
Home Alone
hallways
style.
of the airport, yeah, Home Alone style. And I got on my plane seat because they had to put me in a different chair to stroll me between the airplane seats. It's a special thinner wheelchair, and then they transfer me from that one to the plane seat. And I got on my plane seat. It was 2 p.m. and the plane was taking off 5 minutes later. So
Here we are. Me
That
and Nick
was-
were there
I
like
just
3-4 hours early, like waiting just to let time to
yeah,
pass.
Yeah,
chilling
I was like,
around.
Dom's like, I'll be there five minutes too. This
They're
guy's-
so lazy, man. Why are they not here, man? Yeah. What are they doing? It's
So
like
we finally got, I think, in touch with Dom. They sounded exhausted and discouraged, but relieved. I think when we finally, I guess, touched base and we met at Disney Springs and
Yeah,
we had gone to
we
eat
were
at some-
obviously relieved we didn't miss the plane because it was -1. I mean, well, -5 if you want to get technical.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a close call. And,
What a way to start.
all the stress.
yeah,
Yeah,
stressful start.
But
it
you know
was-
what? It all worked
we
out.
had
in
fun
the end.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So and then that's where we got to our destination. I put a nice
The
picture
most
to
magical
start it.
place on earth.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was actually day 2, but I just like this picture.
Yeah, replica cosplay. He says the force was pushing your beep,
Oh yeah,
not
for
to
sure,
miss it. So.
for sure.
So yeah, we
So-
we ended up meeting in. I think we had a meal. It was late. Went back to the hotel and just
Yeah,
started
for
the
those
next
who
day.
who like and know Disney Spring, it's George Wine Bar. So I had a reservation there, and you guys joined me with our other friends who were there as well. So yeah, we were eating, and I was supposed to. It's a wine bar, so I was supposed to enjoy at least one glass of wine, and relax.
Yeah, start your
after a
vacation.
flight.
Yeah.
So I was so gassed.
Yeah.
If I took some wine, I would have fell asleep on my plate, I guess. So, yeah, I was like, no alcohol for me for now. I saved that for the next day at Olga's Cantina. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was hectic, but afterwards it felt like it was so worth it. But yeah, so on day 1, obviously, we booked Hollywood
Galaxy's
Studios
Edge.
or
The-
Galaxy's
the-
Edge.
The whole reason why we were going
Yeah.
there, because you have the biggest collection of Galaxy's Edge
Products.
products, and you never went there, so we had to go.
Oh yeah, it felt like it was about time that I finally set foot on Batuu. I mean,
And for anyone who was
it
wondering,
was surreal.
when we got there, so Nick and I and a few others, we were there pretty early. Usually the rope dropped it. So we, for anyone who hasn't been there, if you want to ride Rise and not use a lightning lane or anything like that, you just go there for rope
Or
drop.
wait 3
Just
hours.
Head over
Mhm.
right away. Just stick to your left and you'll get in the ride within like 10-15 minutes. So we did that, and then Dom came and met us around, what was it, 12:30
12:30.
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So we went back to the
The entrance.
to the entrance, met up there, and then we brought him and we went through the famous tunnel of where you go from reality to
Yeah. Pass from Earth to
yeah,
Batuu.
yeah, and
Mhm.
Domin, like, how did you feel? Like, I mean, we were expecting maybe to show a bit more emotion, but I think it's just so much.
It
It's
kind
to
of
take in,
overwhelmed
right?
me. Yeah.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
did you
Well,
think when you first walked in? Like, so because the ground changes, literally changes, like
yeah,
everything around
and
you,
I
right? So
really feel it because of the wheelchair. It was like a little bumpier on Batu, but nothing could have bothered me. I was on Batu, so
yeah,
it could have been like I don't know, landmines, and I would have gone through it because it was Batu. So uh, and well, as I told Nico a few days later, you guys didn't notice, but when we were arriving almost at the A wing, I think
hmm
a, a few tears shed on my cheeks, were
Yeah.
rolling on my cheeks. Uh, but I was like, "Come on, save it for the Falcon, Dom."
Yeah,
save
don't
it.
cry now. 'Cause
Yeah,
the thing is that I'm always saying to people that the first time they go to Batu, when they come in front of the Falcon, that's the point
you
you
break.
normally cry. Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
break down there, and it's been I've been there a lot. People know that and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And each time I come in front of the Falcon, I start having
Tearing up.
water in my tearing up and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I was like, Dom, when you're gonna come in front of the Falcon, you're gonna tear up there, and it's gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna film you and stuff like that. So, but he came to the front to the Falcon, and he was like,
I
"Man,
froze.
okay."
No, no, no. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
okay, I froze.
No, no, I know, I know.
I was impressed. Don't get me wrong. I was like, whoa, life size Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon. That
it's a
is
sight.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I I'd seen like so many videos on YouTube about Galaxy's Edge, so I was like, huh, I'm immune. I won't be emotional. I won't be overwhelmed. Like
Nah, you can't
I've
be
seen
that.
everything, but don't get me wrong, it's not the same at all once you're
Nope.
there. So
You
these
need
are
to
my
be there.
folks, mom and dad, and my mom got even more emotional than I
Yeah,
did.
your
She
mom is
Yeah,
emotional. I
she
think
was
when we got
she was
into
tearing up. Yeah,
Galaxy's Edge, when we got to the Falcon, like she was,
I'm
and
working on a video with. I've got all on
yeah,
video,
I
so
mean she's
that's gonna come later.
we've already spoken about this. I mean, like the work that she puts in, both your parents, but your mom especially helping you with the videos and all
yeah.
this stuff. Like she lives all this, she sees all this as well through you. Like, so it
Hmm.
was almost just as rewarding to see her. Not
Yeah,
rewarding, but
for
like,
her
like
to get there.
to feel that emotion. And it was a really special moment to see you guys. I was happy to see you guys there finally.
She's
So
she's become a huge Star Wars fan because of me. So
yeah,
I mean, she knows stuff that some Star Wars fans don't even know. I mean, sometimes she surprises me with some knowledge. She some stuff she remembers from the reviews we make, and she's like, "Yeah, chromium. That's for X type
She knows
of
the name of
armor." And
the Knights of Rens.
yeah, yeah, I know that. How many mom do know actually the Knights of Ren? So
Who in the chat knows the name of the
yeah.
Knights of Ren?
yeah, yeah, I challenge you
Nobody.
guys.
Even I don't think I know the names of the Knights of
Yeah.
Ren. So it's, but so yeah, we're gonna go
The
through a
first Star
few.
Wars thing we got to see, yeah, was the BB-8 and the R2.
Yeah,
That was for the 50th anniversary, right, Nico?
Yeah, that's the 50th anniversary statues.
yeah.
Okay,
Which
so
goes with
and
why the
they were
castle
interactive.
looks all pink as well. Like when you the first photo we show, it's a 50th anniversary version of the. I'll go back to it real quick. But it's the that's why the castle looks a little bit different than
Yeah.
anyone who's seen, I guess, images before. But it's their they've done it. They did a special edition, I think, when it came to the 25th anniversary. I think that's when my mom, I think, had gone for the 25th.
But they
This
don't
this
have
is
it's stripped down. The color is still there, but because now it's the 100th of Disney.
yeah.
But there were gold ribbons on the blue towers that were spiraling on the castle. So they strip it down a bit from the 50th anniversary version of the castle.
And then got Dom finally tried the blue milk,
The
The
blue
blue mix,
milk.
yeah.
and your dad
Yeah.
got me the green one because I'd already tried a blue one. He was around the blue milks on your dad, but the blue is definitely, in my opinion, better than the green.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Yeah,
better.
I prefer it too. Yeah,
it's
I
a very
tried both,
unique
and
taste. The green, I'd say it's not bad,
Mhm.
but if I had the chance,
It's floral,
yeah,
kind of floral compared to the
yeah,
fruity taste of the blue one.
blue all day long.
yeah.
So if you go
Yep.
and you only have the budget for one, blue, no doubt.
And if you have
Hmm.
more budget, take it with rum.
Yeah, that's not
or
bad as well.
or you could just bring your own, like some
Or
people.
you can
Yeah.
just bring your own.
Hmm.
Uh huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
so
Just I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Guillaume, Marika, I think I saw Darman a little bit earlier. So thanks for joining us, guys. It's pretty
Julianne.
cool. Julian, yeah, true.
James, Mike Loeb,
James,
everyone,
who else?
thanks for joining.
Well, everyone, yeah.
So this was like so this is I'll say a little bit of a story. We went and met Dom at his hotel. We went to our hotel, which was Pop Century, which is really cool. Very pretty much a carbon copy of Art of Animation with just a different decor, and I like the music and everything.
Mhm.
But we had already kind of set up, like, when you go there, they usually say, is there anything we can do to make your experience more magical? Like, they'll ask you what's going on, why you're here, because they'll give you buttons if it's someone's birthday,
Hmm.
someone's first visit, blah blah blah, so you're identified. So everywhere you go, like, the cast members will be like, oh yeah, happy visit or happy birthday, whatever. So we went there, and it was an underwhelming reception, I would say. I
Yeah.
don't know. It just didn't feel like, when I went to Art of Animation, the guy kept saying, are you sure there's nothing else you're celebrating? I'm like, what do you want me to tell you, man? Like it feels like you're trying to give me stuff, right? Like, but I couldn't bring myself to lie. So I went there, and I kind of explained the story. It was all right. We said we're here for Lord Doom. We had these pins that said Lord Doom's visit. I forget what it was. And I was a little
Celebrating Lord Doom.
underwhelmed. So we
Yeah,
went
but basically the cast member just said, well, we have pins and you write the name of your friend
and that was
and
it.
that's it.
So
And
we
then
go
we were
to
like, oh,
Port Orleans, right? Where you were at the
Yeah.
so
yeah,
we
The
French
French
Quarters.
Quarter.
so
Yeah.
French. So when we went to meet Dom, we thought it was going to arrive.
Well, we had stuff to give him also because
Yeah.
Seb had brought some drinks for you,
Yeah,
some
stuff like
shakes and
that.
stuff like that. So
So I think I had the shirts or whatever. So anyway, we're there, and then while we're waiting, we explain, oh, it's Dom, our friend Dom's first visit. He's like he's got the biggest guy, all this stuff. So she's like, well, what can we do to make him more magical? I'm like, I don't know. What can you? And she starts handing out lightning lanes on every day, like Oprah Winfrey,
Yeah.
lightning lane
For
bang,
everybody.
bang, 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 for every day. On this day, you could do this, and I'm like, wow, okay.
and
So
a lightning lane costs $20 each per
Yeah.
person. And she was like, okay, so you're 10 people or 7,
yeah,
how
it
many
was-
we were.
So just
So-
for our group, yeah, it was crazy.
Go ahead, go
So
ahead.
and we weren't even staying there. Like all of us, it was just we were just there for to
To
meet
drop
up with Dom.
stuff for
So-
me. Yeah.
So because of that, we ended up taking advantage of quite a few. Like there was a lightning lane on my watch or on my
Oh,
pass
yep.
all the time. All the time I would look at it. I think we waited for one ride, and it was the Falcon, and we purposely waited just so we could see the
Yeah,
decor.
just to see the line.
And
Yep.
even then, the
The
line
decor,
wasn't,
yeah.
wasn't very long. So, but this is going through Rise of the Resistance again. We went in with the lightning lane here. It was pretty quick. So I think Dom was only able to get up to this point. Anyone who's been in it knows where no, actually he went a little further.
A
To
little
get-
further,
we-
yeah.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, the cast member at the start of the ride says, "Oh, you will be able to go to the hangar and with the stormtrooper." And every time I saw a cast member, I was asking, "Can we go further?
Yeah,
Can we go further?"
sure.
And they always say, "Yeah, just tell the other cast member what you want to do, and they're gonna make it for you and stuff like that." So every time I was pushing it, and we went all the way almost to the
Well, up to the moment we get rescued by the
Yeah.
resistance.
Yeah.
up to the buggies.
And
Yeah.
coincidentally, I think this is the time that it conked out. Like it the ride busted.
Yeah.
So Dom,
The first
Dom
time we went.
had to he didn't follow all the way through. So right before you get onto the little the actual ride itself,
Yeah,
I guess
I was waiting for you guys with Seb
Yeah.
outside, but when they took me, I went through the back door, I guess, the service exit, and I saw like behind the scenes stuff that you guys didn't get to see. So there's always
Yeah.
an advantage. In,
Well, we ended up seeing something, but
Yeah, because we got evacuated
Yeah.
oh
from.
yeah,
yeah,
true.
and they
So-
said so. Actually, there, we had a picture, Dom. I think we saw, but I'm not putting it because I remember they specifically said, "Please no filming,
Don't take,
no
yeah,
cameras." So,
no filming, no cameras.
because basically we're almost, I think, 80% through the ride, and then it just kind of stopped. So we had to get off. So it's unfortunate, but like, I mean, even if Dom had been able to get on, his experience would have been spoiled.
Would have been-
because
yeah.
it wouldn't have finished. So
But-
we ended up going back with his parents anyway, and
Yeah. What was funny? We were with Dom's parents, and their car just break down the day before,
yeah.
and then we go to the right, and the right
And the
breaks
right
down,
breaks
and
down.
Interesting, everything they go on.
And
But
then Diane's was like, "It's my fault. I break everything." I'm like,
This-
"No, no,
this is-
it's okay."
we got to see Mando. So Mando is at Galaxy's Edge East,
Yeah.
and it was funny because the story, like, I was kind of bucking Dom because he kind of walks out because we saw there was a crowd and like near this kind of
Yeah.
area, and I'm like, he wasn't there when I went the first time. So at first
neither.
we're like, oh, what's going on? And then he starts walking
We
out.
saw a cast member, and she said,
Yeah.
"Well, Mando was about to come out." So,
So, and then she says, so Mando chooses people to take photos with him randomly. And I make a joke at Dom. I'm like, well, you got no chance, right? Like, right. So,
yeah, right.
and like I said, like, I guess to go back to, like, if you want to smuggle drugs into the U.S., be with Dom. If you want to go to Disney, go with Dom.
Don't say that, man.
Yeah.
Go with Dom.
I want to go back.
I'm going to get kidnapped.
Yeah, but go with Dom because anyway, and even to go back, is like we spoke about when you guys at Fan Expo. I mean, there's obviously you have some advantages, which is obviously good. But so we got here, and like obviously he comes and he sees Dom, and I'm like, after the photo and everything like that, we got Grog with it. We got to see it. He looks okay. He looks good, but I prefer
Well,
my
it's
slideshow.
the same as they used. It's made by the same company who made the puppet from the show, but not the puppet, the real Grogu from the show.
Yeah.
So it's the same. I think the real one looks like that, but since we are so close,
Yeah,
and
it looks
it's
a
like
little- it's a
not
weird
as much
angle
as
there.
animated.
Yeah.
There's no like
But
5 puppeteers
in
working on it.
person-
So.
In person, there
Mm-hmm.
you could see it here. Like, it looks really cool.
Yeah,
Like, it was
Well,
really
you know,
really
the,
nice.
the head moves, the eye,
Yeah.
the eyelids move, the
No,
mouth
everything was
opens.
moving,
Yeah,
made the sounds and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
So even after, so when we were done with the photo, I'm like, Dom, wow, what are the chances he chose you? You know, so so I got
Lucky you.
yeah. Couple more photos. This was the second day, I think, that we went there. Was it? Oh no, we put on our
I
shirts.
was
No,
still
first
the
day.
one. I was still
Yeah,
the
day
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
still
the
day
same,
one. We just put on our
same shirt.
shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot that I put on that.
I think you buttoned up everybody, and I stayed button downs.
Yeah, Don Johnson. So anyone also here, I thought this, like, it was a cheesy pose, like, put your hand up, and I'm like, what? But it's because they add like these kind of things as you've seen. If you
Yes,
take
for the resistance.
Yeah, what's it
No,
called?
for the Empire.
For the first order.
Memory maker.
Memory maker, yeah. So when you take these memory makers, there's photographers everywhere. You just scan your bracelet, and then they send. So
And they add like the TIE fighters.
Yeah, they'll improvise.
stuff like that.
And you'll see there's a few more of these as we go. So in this case, they added the TIE fighters.
See, I didn't do the cheesy pose.
Yeah,
Replica,
you resisted.
yeah, you
Yeah.
resisted. You're good. Replica cosplay says, "Is there anything you wish they could have made better in the old experience?"
Well, at first I was bummed that there was no adapted vehicle for Rise of the Resistance. I think that they could have done something. I thought they could have done something better, but when my parents, who know my disability pretty well, I mean, they've been taking care of me for 42 years. They told me that especially the end
It's really
with
that.
the drop,
It's really that.
but
It's
yeah,
rough, it's rough.
it's rough. It shakes a lot. So
Well, it's
Uh,
very sudden drop movement. It flows well, but you get that like that moment. Like,
Yeah.
There's
like,
a drop, and then after
yeah.
there's the crash back to
Yeah,
Earth,
exactly.
and you crash
It's-
on,
yeah, so
on
it's-
the ground. Well, not Earth, but
it breaks. But
Yeah.
but
yeah, it crashed on
Uh,
Batuu.
Yeah, and they told me also that the cart, it goes like forward like 5 feet. It stops, it turns,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
goes
There's a lot
back.
of jerky little
A lot of
movements and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, quick movements. So it kind of helped me to accept that I couldn't do it. If they had come back and say, "Well, it wasn't that bad. You could have done it if they had
Yeah.
a special
Adapted.
vehicle." I mean, that would have bothered me. But hey, it was too rough. So yeah, okay, I'm good with it. And I got to see like at least half of it. So you know, uh,
You got to see
glass
a good
always
part of
Yeah,
half
it. Yeah.
full.
yeah.
So this is where
So
we ended the
near the end
night.
of our day, yeah, we got to Olga's Cantina,
My spot.
Nico's favorite place. Yeah, that's where I
Yeah,
was going. Yeah,
Nice menu.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Nice menu.
yeah. We have a nice cocktail list.
But yeah, for the cantina, it's a reservation you need to make in advance, and it's you have to like to get what it's available as the slots you can get when you reserve the place. Often it's 60 days before your trip. You
Mhm,
can manage to go on the day of, but if you're a group as big as we were eight,
mhm,
so it's pretty hard. And the thing that I learned from going there, it's you need to get the latest reservation of the day. That
mhm.
way, when you exit the park, and they can sometimes they leave you more than the 45 minutes allowance they gave you
When you go to the
normally.
cantina. Mhm.
Yeah, and they're more lenient also on the drinks limit because it's 2 drinks per person because they don't want to have people abusing alcohol in the
On the
parks
park.
when
Yeah.
there are children's everywhere and stuff like that. So, but when you're late at night and the park is empty, well, they go like, "Oh, you want to drink to go or stuff like that." So you can pry the rule a bit more. And when you exit, you go outside and there's
The park
nobody in
is
the park,
empty.
so you can go make some pretty nice pictures. But yeah, it's such a nice place. It's a cool bar. uh
Cool music from
Ambience
DJ
is so
Rex.
nice.
And this is I don't remember if that
Yeah,
was
when
that night, but it gives you an idea of
yeah,
like really when you're out, like you almost have the park to yourself, right?
you
So
have the park to
Oh
yourself.
yeah, you literally do. I
yeah.
mean, it's awesome. And thanks, Replica Cosplay, by the way, for your latest comment. Nice of you. But yeah, after the cantina, we had booked the Savvy's workshop experience. So for those who don't know anything about it, you get to build your own lightsabers made out of metal pieces. It's like a plastic or cheap experience. And I already had 7 Savvy's workshop lightsaber in my collection. The first 4 of the Gen 1, I guess would call them
Yeah,
Gen
because
1.
they changed the.
And yeah, since the beginning of the year, they have changed all the pieces so I called them like V2 or Gen 2. And there was only one missing in my collection, and it was a protection and defense. Why protection and defense? Well, it's because uh, those pieces were my favorites. So I knew I was about to go, and I saved it for my own
Mhm.
experience. So the experience was amazing. Once again, I've seen so many videos, and every time I hear Yoda at the end of the
Yeah, that got you. That
That's when I
experience
saw
got
you
got
break
dumb.
down. Finally, that's when
I,
I'm like, I think
yeah,
that came and got you.
I
Yeah,
watched a video on YouTube about that, and I'm getting wet eyes and teary eyes. But now I was there,
yeah.
and the main host of the experience, I don't know, she kind of liked me or wanted me to get the most special experience possible, and she spoke directly to me about 2 or 3 times during the
Hmm.
whole experience, so it made it even better. And when the little doors open and the lightsaber comes out, I mean, I was
Now
yeah,
he's crying again.
I was emotional, and yeah,
Yeah.
it
No,
was
that was
amazing.
special.
And
Also, we were 3 people, three of us
yeah,
built their sabers at the same
mhm,
time because
Eric was able to get in because he was
yeah, we were all there, and
yeah.
we built 3 lightsabers at the same time, and it was quite a nice experience
Oh yeah, it
to
was
do it.
epic, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
finally I got to live it. Those of you who watched my videos when I reviewed the final Gen 1 Savvy's Workshop lightsaber, I was saying, finally I'll be able
I'll be able to do it. Yeah,
to build my own I'll be at Galaxy's Edge. So yeah, it was a moment I waited for since I discovered that there was going to be a Star Wars park in Disney in the mid 2010s. So yeah, it was pretty epic, and yeah, tears were rolling down at the end for sure. And one of my favorite highlights, I guess, from the on the whole trip
yep,
for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then we got out, and we had the park to
Struck a
ourselves.
pose.
Struck pose with our brand new lightsabers.
Shout out to our friend Stefan, who's hiding
Yeah.
behind my chair, holding my lightsaber with my hand just on it to
Your
pretend that
lightsaber
I'm-
form is not quite there yet, so
No, for sure.
you could have been. But yeah,
So-
that was nice.
It was epic. So that was your hotel, guys, right?
Yeah, I just put
Yep.
that as a little bit of a break between the day one.
Roger
and
Rabbit,
went there, but
man.
yeah, so that was our Pop Century hotel. I didn't have any pictures. but,
Every morning we saw Roger Rabbit's behind.
Yeah, his
That
big,
was so-
big fat butt that was right there.
Yeah, because
so
we're on the second floor. So if you look at the
that
the
black
second
holes
floor
are
window,
all there.
yeah,
Window
the whole,
every
we
morning.
were there when we go to take the elevator, and we saw.
It was good.
Roger's
Like we weren't
butt.
that far, like from like the reception. I think it was about a 5-6 minute walk, if you know.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. So the travel back and forth. I did this picture. I thought it was a good picture of you. That's
Yeah,
with your
with
Lego
me.
self there, and
I know I'm pointing at Chewie's butt.
okay.
Hey, it's Chewie's butt.
Smell this.
Yeah.
So this is Star Tours, like just the entrance for the Star Tours for the old ride that's been there for since like the 80s, I think, or no?
It's their 35th anniversary. I got a
Yeah.
T-shirt with 35th anniversary about
So-
a year ago, so maybe 36 years. Yeah,
Plenty of pictures here to take. This is another photo I think you took later.
Wow, that's one.
yeah
Nice.
my mom took that one on our final day when you guys were gone. But the only thing missing is Kylo coming
Yeah.
out and some smoke, and it would have been like a perfect picture. I mean,
And this is
this is my good old friend Doc Ondar, where I broke down, but on the very last day before I took the plane to travel back to Canada. But yeah, finally I got to meet my buddy.
And he was working,
still
at
has
least,
it.
right? So these, because sometimes
Yeah.
that curtain is drawn and you don't see him there. So
Yeah, because he's off world. He's going on adventures to get some more
to bring
some
some
new
artifacts. Yeah,
new artifacts. Yeah, that's why he's not there.
and
But
he
he
kind
was
of
there
still
for you.
has a business because of me, because I'm buying so much stuff from him that
Yeah, well, last time I went, I told him when I come back with Lord Doom, you better be there, my friend, because he's gonna be mad.
and he was there, and he even
Yeah.
gave me like a 30% discount on my Ezra lightsaber. So
Yeah,
he
that's
gave me
cool.
30% on an Anakin, which
yeah, well,
someone
that's
was
because I
supposed to
told him
prevent
you
from
were with
buying.
me.
Yeah.
That's because I told him you were with me. He's like, yeah, okay, give it to him as well.
I had someone who was supposed to prevent me from spending money, but I guess I don't know, kind of.
I was not looking on at the right side.
So this is like
You-
again
you were
those,
sneaky.
the experience when you get a photo taken, you can have like these extra things. So they popped in Chopper here,
Yeah.
not really to scale, but
Some are more obvious than others,
Yeah.
like that one. I guess it was more obvious, but the TIE fighters we saw earlier was pretty
yeah, it was pretty cool.
pretty cool. And you'll see some other ones like I have
It's
like a
BD
big,
one.
And it's
Really
got-
one on
it's
my
got the
shoulder.
one on his shoulder. That was pretty cool.
yeah.
That's
So-
a nice pic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, this photo, I thought.
And,
It was
and
like,
you
make
don't
a
know
serious
what you're gonna
face,
get.
like, all right.
And you don't know what you're gonna get until you get back home or at the hotel and
Well,
see
yeah,
what-
you can check
what
it
they-
on your
they
phone.
did. Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But at the moment you take the picture, you don't
Yeah.
know. So
That was a nice pick too. I think we were just kind of chilling, taking it easy because, like, I mean, anyone who's been there,
That's long day.
the walking, man, like our feet are
Well,
like,
that part
And the
wasn't
heat.
that bad for me, but the
yeah,
heat.
yeah.
The one, yeah. Shut up.
Yourself in. But now, so this is like when we went to the Smuggler's Run.
Mhm.
Again, Dom, he got still. I mean, couldn't get on the actual ride, but still got to visit pretty much the Falcon on the inside. Got some great
Yep.
pictures.
Yeah.
Look at Nick's face. But I think we're gonna say we're gonna
Pretending
Photoshop
you're
the,
playing, the Jared game. Yeah.
We need to get Maggie to Photoshop some stuff there
Yeah.
for us.
Mary's gonna have us to add some holograms on it for sure.
Some cool pics
One of
inside.
my
Nice
favorite
pic.
pictures.
We got
yeah,
a really cool experience, right? Like they didn't rush, nothing. Like like
Yeah.
usually they're trying to.
The
process
cast
things,
member there was very, very
Yeah.
nice.
patient.
Hats
He
off
was
to
like,
them.
take your time, guys.
Do what you need to do, and got some nice.
They
really
knew
good
I wasn't
pics.
able to
Yeah.
do the ride, so they gave me the best experience possible
Yeah.
with my limitations. So that was fun. Yeah, and just to be in the Falcon, guys. I mean,
Yeah, man.
how awesome is
It's
it?
something else.
And I gotta say something. If you ever go do the Smuggler's Run, try. If you gotta pay Nick's ticket, do what you need to do. You gotta do it with Nick because the experience.
It takes the experience to the next level,
I
right?
did it with
Yeah.
my kids, like maybe 3-4 times or whatever. But with Nick, it's like, oh my god, it's like cosplay.
You're in a movie.
Yeah, you're in it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's
you're role
screaming out
playing.
the
I'm role
controls all of a
playing that
sudden.
thing.
It's so fun. Like it really brought the level. Even when he's with another family that's in there, we don't even know him. It's just like it's.
Flick that
Really
switch!
fun,
Come
yeah,
on, guys!
yeah.
We gotta do it!
So anyway, like
Punch it
I,
through!
if you have a chance, you gotta go do it. So and again, we got to do so many rides because of these, the lightning lanes and because of the ride that busted when we were on Rise of Resistance. So like I left and I was with Stefan and I was like. I went to one of the rides. I'm like, oh, it says lightning lane here, and I'm like, can we use it here? They're like, yeah, sure. Bloop.
Yeah, sure.
And the rig was blue.
They're
It
so
wasn't even
cool.
green. They just like, okay, go ahead. So when I'm like, wait a minute. So we went to
Nice.
another ride.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
we went to everywhere.
I
Yeah,
said the
yeah,
same
that
thing.
was
I
nice.
wonder if busted. They're like, yeah, go ahead. Boop, go in. Man, we must have done 3-4 rides after. Like, it was just like we didn't wait for much. We really had like a bit of a VIP experience. So.
Yeah.
So
Thanks to
two
Dom.
key factors: you got to bring Dom with you, and then you got to bring Nick if you're doing
Nick as well.
Smuggler's Run. So
For the ultimate experience. So,
Yep.
well, I obviously I didn't do the ride, but I got to stay behind with Seb, our good friend, and
Shout out to Seb also, who
Yeah,
was
we-
always waiting for you with you.
with me, when I
Yeah,
couldn't do the
so-
rides, and we shot some funny videos on his cell phone.
Nice.
I was pretending I was like in the cargo portion of the Falcon, and I was like, I don't know what they're doing in the cabin, but the Falcon is shaking like crazy. I'm waiting for the coaxium to put it safe in some compartment, So I hope we'll make it through. I was like, playing. I was doing my NicoCrank role-playing character.
Role playing. Yeah, you were role
As
playing,
well.
and that's it.
So as soon as you get it, you might be able to insert it with the ride, and we got to take like a few pictures more in the Falcon. It was pretty fun. Even we were waiting for you guys to come out. We
That's fun.
managed to have fun during the waiting time, so that was cool.
So this was a little bit. This like where the market is at the entrance. You could just see the decor, everything. The details are just incredible. It was a lot busier this time around for me. I don't know, Nick. I mean, you did it a few different times of the year, but I went in January. It was busy, but not anywhere near like when we went, and it wasn't even hot. Like it wasn't like this.
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
Oh my god, that was another thing. It was really hot.
It was like what,
Christmas
98,
was
99 degrees.
the busiest I've seen. Christmas.
Christmas.
That was
January
crazy.
for me. And it's funny is like, so I was happy because we at least the whatchamacallit, the travel there, the whatchamacallit, not the lightning lane.
Travel agent?
No,
Genie Plus.
No, the thing that brings us to the park there. What's it?
The Skyliner.
Yeah, so
Yes.
the Skyliner was working. I used that like crazy. the whole time I was there. That wasn't working when I went, and coincidentally, it seems that they
Hmm.
do it every January. I got an email saying that it's going to be under maintenance or yearly maintenance again. But
Ah.
yeah, if you go,
Uh,
that's a really big benefit to use a Skyliner because the traveling from parks to parks
and it's
was
fun.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
well, you get to see like more aerial stuff, when you're up in the air. But the buses, I mean, they're at your hotel every 10
Oh man,
minutes.
there's
It's so quick, and you're about
there's
15
so
minutes
yeah.
away from every parks.
There's no stress
Well,
at all for it to get to the parks. Like, I mean, I remember the first time I went out, I had a little bit of like, oh, am I going to be able to get there? Is it crazy? No, man, it's buses all the time. Getting back, not as much, but getting there, really don't worry about it. So,
mhm.
Yeah, it's the advantage of having a stay with a resort on
yeah,
site.
definitely.
You have
Yeah.
access to transportation
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff like
and
that. So
it takes away so much hassle.
This one
mm.
looks pretty cool. I thought this one looks a little bit more
Yeah,
real than the
It's a
than
lot
the
cat.
chopper. Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty cool. That picture was taken on my very last day.
So
And well, do I tell what happened like a few days before, or the little souvenir,
Well, I
unwanted
have a few
souvenir I got
pictures we
back?
can go through. It's almost
Okay,
yeah. So
but the one from that day, I broke down like completely,
it wasn't at
because
this
I
moment
knew
though.
no,
Yeah.
no, that one,
nope.
it was taken pretty early, and yeah, no, I was still
Yeah.
in the right
Yeah.
mindset, I guess, but. Ray was pretty cool. I mean, we spoke for a bit about 4 or 5 minutes, and if you've
Yeah.
been there before, it's like okay, well, you speak with her for about 30 seconds. If you're lucky, you get to do a hollow scan. Is that the right word, Nick?
Yep. Auto scan.
Hollow scan. So,
It's a
but
picture.
yeah, for those who don't know, picture. So, but we chatted for about 3 or 4 minutes, and it's always in universe discussion. So I pretended to be a double agent working for the Resistance, but I had some more first order colors. So obviously, I was able to tell her that the stormtroopers were walking around a specific sector, and she was kind of relieved that they were coming that way. But yeah, it's always fun. You gotta role play a little bit when you get
Dom,
there, because
I mean, sorry, Nick had a really good moment, with Vi, with was it
With
like a
Vimoretti,
Brian
yeah.
Roddy.
yeah,
Yeah, I was following the Kylo Ren and his two stormtroopers. They were like patrolling around,
Hmm.
so I knew their route. So I just come like I did on the corner of Docking Bay 7, and they just passed me, and then just after like 1 minute after that, I saw the head of Vi Moradi. She's the spy sent from Leia's to the planet to recruit some resistance, the new resistance fighters.
Hmm.
So she was there to track Kylo Ren's movement and try to see what he was doing. But she was just close to me, so I was filming her, and she asked me if I was making trouble or if I was gonna sell her out because I was with my 501st shirt,
Shirts.
so it's kind of a first order slash
Imperial.
Imperial. So she was not sure about me. So I had a little talk with Vi Moradi, and then she went her way. But that was pretty cool because yeah, it's a
But
role play the thing about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it's not just Star Wars Land. It's a role play feature.
well,
You need
yeah.
especially
to
with the Star Cruiser, right? How many people did we see getting off that?
in
How many
costume.
cosplay? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was great.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah,
so what an experience. Unfortunate that's closing, but and it was funny because we were talking about Vi as well. I'm like, it's unfortunate she's not as well known. We both read the book. I read Dom. I think too. You
Yeah.
read the book, so it's like we know who she is. There's backstory, but like to everyone else, I mean, like if you're not familiar, it just looks like someone else is kind of cosplaying it, right? Because you're
no,
not familiar. Everyone knows Rey, Kylo and Chewie and the stormtroopers. You see her, you're just like, huh, is she part of this or not? Right? Like she's
Hmm.
interacting. She's got to work. I was thinking like she's got to work a lot harder to like sell her role because no one's running up to her to take pictures, right? Whereas
No, she's just a
Oh, yeah.
blue-haired
yeah,
girl with the
exactly.
orange
Yeah,
jacket.
Yeah.
that's a picture that took us a little bit of time, with a little secret mini Millennium Falcon that's hidden up in
The
the
Eden
cockpit.
Falcon. Yeah.
It's zoomed in there. And Dom had quite a few experiences as well with the officers, so like that was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, I had such a cool chat with that officer. It was fun. I mean, she obviously she liked my colors, but I told her like I was a former Imperial officer and that I've taken part in the Battle of Endor, and she was like, well, would you like to enlist again and serve some more time? And I was like, well, I'm thinking about it, and well, she was trying to sell me the first order stuff, so she was like, we have a new mess hall, it's
Nice.
amazing, a special section for the officers. And I was like, well, yeah,
Nice. That's
maybe
cool.
I should enlist, and we chatted for about at least 5 minutes, and it was so much fun. And she was very nice, and it was pretty epic. We have a nice video also that we're going to include in our trip with Kylo.
Yeah.
And yeah, a few special moments. My mom got a huge scare from a
Can't
stormtrooper
wait to see
at
that
some
again.
point. Yeah, and she wasn't
Oh, that was
expecting
funny.
them to talk to her. And she was coming back with some blue milk. She almost dropped it on the floor. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that again. And this is the
Lounge bay.
launch bay. Yeah, I,
Yeah, a huge mural.
yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's worth taking a look. You can go over there and meet. I think it's Vader, Chewie, and BB-8. It's kind of really out of the way compared to the rest of the stuff, but it's worth
Yeah,
seeing
that's
it.
back on Earth. That's not on
Yeah,
Batuu.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
back
Yeah,
on Earth.
yeah, it's Hollywood Studio. Yeah, and the thing is, the three of us are in the 501st, and we don't want to be critical, but sometimes we get to meet some Vaders that look so much better than the
Even
ones at the
we're
park,
not gonna
and
even talk about
even Chewie.
Kylo with Nick over here, but like that helmet,
Yeah,
you talk about Funko Pops. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but like it's.
No,
We
the
have to
helmet is
keep.
big.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind though. These people, like, we were dying of heat. Could you imagine these people in
Yeah.
costumes? They
oh
were
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
used to
all
the
it's
ships
all
and
about the
everything.
cast members. It's
Yeah,
the safety
exactly.
procedures, is
yeah,
Yeah.
the
comfort
comfort.
And
and
you know what? Anyone who's not nitpicking or whatever,
Yeah,
the
they're
ninety
cool. They're
nine percent of
cool.
the people that
Yeah,
go there will not notice. They'll just, and he
yeah,
yeah.
still looks really good, right? But you could just tell that, like, it's a little off the size of the helmet and stuff. But I can't even
People see
imagine.
a stormtrooper and they say, "Oh, look, it's Darth Vader."
Well,
So
yeah,
who
exactly.
yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Some people see Kylo Ren and they say, "Look, it's Darth
They know
Vader."
it's
So,
Darth Vader. Yeah.
and so a couple more photos here I included to show like the memories that they
The
put in.
memory maker add-ons that they can put. Yeah, it's fun. I mean,
That's
Yep.
that's a pretty cool
yeah,
one.
yeah, it's a hologram with Ahsoka. So I guess they kind of followed the trend that is going on, and we're right in the midst of the Ahsoka series. So yeah, we had some cool
Yep.
So
holograms with Ahsoka.
that's it. That's all the photos that I put in. But like, let's talk a little bit more about the ending here, because I mean we're gonna have a video I think that you guys are working on, right,
Yep.
to post. So
Yeah, Nick is working very hard.
so
I
there'll be
spent a few
something
moments,
coming
but
out.
Nico doing the big part of the job. So
There'll be something going out eventually to show more in detail. So let us know what you thought in the comments. But let's talk about the end of the trip. So I left on the Friday. I went to Epcot. I went to hit up real quick Guardians of the Galaxy before I left. I didn't get the song I wanted, but I got the song, which was all right. And then I had to leave everyone behind, which was mixed emotions. Personally, I thought I really enjoyed my trip. It was just the fact that, like, when I'm there at Galaxy's Edge and on Batuu with you guys, it's great. When I was at Disney and even Epcot, surrounded by people and their families and their kids, it was very tough. It was
Yeah, because you were alone. You were missing your family. So
yeah,
it's difficult to like, especially Disney, like Magic Kingdom. Man, everything I did, I just thought, oh, my kid would be so happy. He would love this,
yeah,
love this. So that's where, like, when I'm in Star Wars, I'm like, I was enjoying my time to just not have a stress of anyone around me and have to worry
Yeah.
about, oh, what's this person, we were doing whatever we wanted, right? But at Magic Kingdom, it was a little tough for me to be there,
Mhm.
and Epcot as well. But overall, it was a really awesome trip. So I
Yeah.
left on that day. Then Nick left, what, a couple
He
days
had
after
2 days
that.
more.
Yeah, I left
He had,
on Monday after. So
yeah,
you did 4 days, Eric. You did 4 days. I did 7 days, and Dom, you did like 12 days.
12. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
Couple
we had
days too long, I think, right, Dom?
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me it was very very cool. It's not my first time I was there, but it's the first time I was there during the Halloween festivities. So the last day, we had a not so scary Halloween party. Me and Seb and Stephanie and Steven, we bought tickets for that event. It
Mhm.
starts at 4 p.m. at Magic Kingdom, and it ends at 1 a.m.
1
in
a.m.
the
Wow.
night. Usually the parks close at 10, but since it's a special event with
Mhm.
Halloween parades, Halloween fireworks, Halloween everything, we also did trick or treats. So you go to the to the rides and special shops, and people were like trick or treats and with shovels, like filling up
Tons of
of
candy.
bags of candies with shovels, man. Like here we go, not just one chocolate bar or some stuff like no, a
Yeah.
shovel. They were shoveling stuff in my bag, so that was pretty cool. So I ended up my trip with that special event, and then in the morning, me, Stéphane Beaulieu, and Annie, we took the plane and returned back
Yeah, but the first day
to normal
after
life.
Eric left, we had planned, Nico and I, some resort hopping,
Yeah, that was cool.
and we got to visit a few resorts that we normally couldn't afford. I guess
Yep.
it's pretty
That's,
safe to say that.
yep.
We began with the Animal Kingdom Resort.
Yeah.
That was fun. We saw the
That's the
Were
giraffes,
you on the
awesome.
Skyliner, or were you
animals.
taking it?
We took the bus.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did like a mix of everything.
Yeah.
So we
Well,
I
but to get
started
to
at
the Animal Kingdom
yeah
Lodge, I mean,
I
we took the
started
bus.
at the pub. So I took the Skyliner up to Hollywood Studio, took the bus to go join Dom and family at his French Quarter. We
Hmm.
took the boat to go to Disney Springs
Yeah, true.
with the boat, and then from Disney Springs we took a bus to
To
Animal
Animal
Kingdom, because you
Kingdom
cannot
Lodge.
take a bus from a resort to another resort.
Yeah,
So
that
you have to
I didn't
go.
know that. Like, because I mean, when I went to Art of Animation, that buses galore, right? Because the it was under maintenance. So I
Yeah.
always thought you had the option of one or the other, but they really like push the
No,
traffic. But it's good because if you have the Skyliner, then they can allocate those buses more trips, I guess, to the ones that don't have
to the
right.
other
So
ones. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So we got to see the giraffes. We saw some impalas, I guess, or something
yeah,
close to
or
it.
what? Wildebeest.
Wildebeest, true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple of animals, and they are just there at the lodge. They're at the hotel. It's not, or the resort. It's not like when you go to Animal Kingdom and you see the savannah and you see them in the wild. But I mean, you have your balcony from your room, and you just eat
You got to
breakfast in
see
front of a
the.
giraffe.
Yeah.
It's quite a sight. It's so nice, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
so expensive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's like 530 something, or 550 for one night, US dollars. So it's
Yeah,
quite
and
expensive.
one double bedroom,
It's
not the
it's in
two
the
double bedroom.
yeah, it's in the deluxe range
Yeah.
of resort.
So after that, we took a bus because we couldn't go to another resort. So we took a bus and went to Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
And from there, we took
The
the
monorail,
monorail and went to the
contemporary.
temporary resort. Yeah, that's it. So we got to
That
visit
was quite nice.
that hotel, and we bought some Christmas ornaments there because they still had some stuff from the 50th anniversary and one special from the 100th anniversary. So that was fun. But what Nico and I didn't know at the time was that every time you get to a resort, once you
With the
leave,
monorail.
you have to go through
Yeah.
baggage check.
Because the monorail goes past the security at Magic Kingdom. So you need to pass security and then go on the monorail to go to the
boy.
resort. So the
Mhm.
I just got
security
flashbacks
is
now of Nick's bag.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So imagine every resort on the monorail run, we got checked.
So,
So
so for anyone, I mean, obviously, one thing is fun to be with Nick, but Nick always gets stopped.
yeah,
He's got these metal rods or something in his.
yeah, I've
or-
got a metal frame in my
Frame, yeah.
backpack.
So
'Cause-
every time you go through the security, he's waved to the side. So you know,
Yep.
if you're in a rush, don't go with Nick.
No, don't go with me. No, for real, it's sad, but my bag is so nice, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
change it.
But yeah, I remember that. I just when
But
you said
yeah,
that, I got the flashback of you every
yeah.
time.
So every time, so and to go on the monorail, we got checked. We went to the contemporary. We stayed what?
The Polynesian first. Yeah.
No,
But yeah, we stayed
contemporary
like
first. Contemporary first.
20
We stayed like
minutes.
not even 20 minutes.
No?
I just
Okay.
went. I emptied, fill up my cup, and then I got out, and we went to to the check line.
You
So
know, I threw
Yeah.
out my cup. Yeah, and you
You
know
threw
why?
up?
Because I threw it out because I
What?
was, yeah, I know I should have kept it, but the thing is, it was limited to what I could put in my bag. But one thing is,
yeah, you threw up your shoes.
yeah.
You threw up your hoodie. You
But the
forgot
hoodie was like
so
a
many.
$15 hoodie from but so I was kind of limited. My bag was jam packed, but that cup, it was kind of bothering me because all I could smell was that
It was
Halloween
the
drink.
Fanta, the Halloween
Oh
Fanta.
my goodness! It was like some black,
Yeah,
purple kind of Mountain Dew or whatever the hell it
that
was.
was
I couldn't. The smell could not get out of it. And then the mix of that and the coffee, that
Everything
cup
else, yeah.
reeked, man. I couldn't take it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave that. And but yeah, I wish I could have brought it back, but I just
But-
you know it was limited. It was either that or some of my kids' souvenirs, so it was an easy
Yeah.
decision for me. So.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, for
it was the best investment
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
Oh, my God.
It's $25. You get the cup and you can refill
Coffee.
all your steak coffee
The first day
sodas.
we were already
Oh yeah, I think we were making
over our
money.
money,
We
yeah.
were actually making money with
Yeah.
drinking from those cups. And what I did when we did the resort hopping is every time we went to a resort, I went to fill up my cup. That was
He
like
was filming himself, filming
yeah,
the
I was
cup.
feeling myself like, oh, and I'm going again. Oh, look at what I found. I found the soda fountain. Let's go. and the thing is that I had brought some rum in one of my
Bags.
Coca-Cola bottles. I had filled up
okay.
one of these with rum. So every time I was like, rum and coke.
Yeah.
That was a nice day. Let me tell you, that was a nice day.
But let's not end on a bad note. But Dom, so you obviously
Yeah, so Nick took off on Monday morning, and the last few days were only with my parents. So we got to do a second time Epcot. We did another time Magic Kingdom. We had one day planned for Disney Springs, and the last Thursday was back at MGM Studios and Galaxy's Edge. There was some stuff we wanted to do at MGM Studio. We saw
Hollywood.
the Indiana Jones experience extravaganza that we had seen in '96 last time we went. So it was all flashbacks and memories.
Yeah, it's a must see. Every time I go,
Oh yeah.
I see it. Just this time we didn't have time to go see it, but
And
I'm gonna do it again the next time.
did you know what I discovered like a few days ago? The first order officer that was there, the very first day the three of us were there.
Yeah.
He also does Indiana Jones in Stunt Spectacular.
Oh, he is Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's also
Oh,
in Indiana
nice.
Jones. So yeah, that was pretty.
He's
cool.
in or he's doing indie.
He's doing indie. Yeah.
He's indie. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, he's not one of the villains. He's really
Yeah.
indie. So
That's cool.
yeah, I found him on Instagram.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So we got to see everything. But the day before Nico left, my dad started to have like a runny nose, And he was sniffing a little bit, and I was like, I don't like that. But you get outside, it's like 98 degrees, 100 degrees, and then you get into a bus, and it's like minus 98
AC.
degrees. So, and then you go back outside, it's 98 degrees, you go to a ride, minus 98. So we thought, you just caught a regular cold. So, well, we didn't take any chances. I told my dad, well, maybe you should wear a mask for a little while, and we'll see if everything, sets out okay. But on the Wednesday evening, Seb came to our hotel because he was bringing all our souvenirs back to Montreal because there was a lot of stuff, and I wouldn't wanted to bring that in the plane or have it shipped uh, from the hotel. So Seb did that for us. And like about half an hour after he left, I started having a sore throat. I was like, I got what you got. And the next morning, when I got up, I knew I was running a fever, but I was supposed to go back to Galaxy's Edge. So I said, well, I'm not saying a freaking word. We're going to Galaxy's Edge. I'll have all the time in the world to get better afterwards. And, I sucked it up. I went back to Galaxy's Edge. And as I said earlier, I cried like a baby at Duck on Bars and in front of
I don't wanna go
Pelican
home.
because I knew it was the last time I was, enjoying the view. So I was very
I know the
emotional.
feel.
I was feeling sick, so my nose was already stuffed when with all the crying. It was a nightmare. And then uh, the next morning, the day we took the plane on our way back, I started coughing a little bit, feeling some secretions on my lungs, and our first day back home on the Saturday, I was like, "Ooh, I'm running a fever," and I asked my mom to take my temperature. Here in Canada, it's in Celsius, so it was 39.9, which is like 103 degrees. So I was like, "Oh, Houston, we have a problem," and we did some COVID tests, and yeah, we all brought back COVID home. So
So full circle, Dom avoided
I'm
going
not going.
to
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge for going almost on 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then he ended up going to Galaxy's Edge to get COVID.
And I caught COVID at
Right?
Galaxy's
Yeah.
Edge.
So
Yeah, some people say it was Olga's doing because she didn't want me to take over. But
Maybe makes sense.
yeah, that's her style, I guess. But yeah, I brought back COVID home. Thankfully, I already had like 5 doses of vaccine. So, my doctor told me that I had the right tools to fight
To
it
fight
off.
it.
But yeah, I mean, as I was mentioning you guys before we got on the air, I had a tough day today. I was coughing a lot after 3 really quiet days when like it felt like I never had COVID. Today, it came back to remind me that I brought a little surprise back from Disney. But overall, I mean, yeah, it started badly. It ended badly because the next day, the Sunday, I had to take the ambulance to go to the hospital to get checked out because after supper around 9 p.m., I kind of had like trouble breathing and didn't feel very well. Fever was high,
oh, you sent us. I think it
uh,
was a voice message at one point. That, I don't
and
know
you almost
if
did
you remember.
recognize
And
my
I was
voice,
like,
right?
Jesus. I'm like, okay, this is not good. But let's to wrap it up, Dom. What did you think? All COVID aside, like when you were able to like absorb and probably kind of like sit back like
Well,
about your experience.
I got to enjoy the full 12 days of fun. I mean, it was awesome. And especially when it comes to Galaxy's Edge, the attention to details, small stuff, uh, textures, Everything has been thought. Well,
Sounds, the
yeah,
ships passing over your head, or you feel like they're
yeah,
the
Oh,
creatures in
you're
the
there.
bushes. Like, yeah, it's just like,
yeah. You're hearing wildlife in the bushes, stuff like that. It's like you're on Batuu. You're not in Florida anymore.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
really are
you're
on
not in
Batuu.
Star Wars land. You're really on a
yeah,
planet from the Star Wars universe,
Yeah.
and
So, oh
that's what
yeah,
makes it.
I knew it was going to be awesome, but I didn't know it was going to be that awesome. So,
And being there
yeah.
with friends and stuff like that,
Oh yeah,
it's
it
so
took the
nice.
experience to the next level. I mean, you guys were there, Seb, Stefan, his wife. So yeah,
Yeah, we had a blast. That was
it
so
was so
cool.
epic, and it was funny how it kind of escalated from me saying to Nick, hey, we're going to Disney in September, and him saying, "Hey, I want to be there," and
Yeah, I
then
cannot
Eric
miss it.
jumped in, and then Seb jumped in, and on my birthday party, Steph was like running his cell phone and checking out I guess if he could take a break
A
from work,
weekend.
and yeah, so it was so epic. I mean, yeah, just to be able to enjoy it with people who like Star Wars. I mean, that's the ultimate experience. So
and
Yeah,
that's what was
uh,
different for me. I mean, my kids like Star Wars, but it's like I said, the ride that I did with Nico and you and everything like that, be
mhm,
surrounded by that kind of is a different experience
yeah.
in itself. So it was good. I really enjoyed it. So
Mm.
glad I could be there.
Oh yeah,
yep, me
yeah.
too.
I'm glad you guys came along because
Memories for
it really
years.
made it even more special. So oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. And with the video Nico is currently editing, I mean, I'll get to relive it whenever I want.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be so much fun. And yeah, even seeing the other parks because I had been to Disney World since '96. I mean, so much has changed. I was even able to sneak in the new Moana section when I got
yeah. You're
to
Oh
lucky.
Epcot.
wow.
Lucky
Yeah,
you.
it was fun because it was only for the first time I went. It was for cast
Yeah.
members only, and the
An
second time,
annual pass holder also.
not the first one. First one was really cast members.
No,
The second one
every day.
was annual pass.
Every day it was both. It was
Oh, really?
cast
Okay,
and yeah.
okay. So the second week they told me it was just for annual pass holder, and I was obviously it wasn't living so far away from the park. Uh, but I kind of used Seb's little magic trick that he spoke to me
The magic phrase.
before we left, and it got me in. So it was pretty fun, and I'm sure people are going to enjoy that section of the park. I mean, it's all water related. Um, there's probably like a ton of videos on YouTube right now
Yeah.
because it's brand new and they must have filmed it.
It opened on October 16th
Okay,
Okay,
to
it's
everybody.
officially open now. Okay.
general
Yep.
public. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's really fun, and I got to make more rides that I thought I would have been able to do as well. I wasn't expecting to be able to do the Ratatouille ride, and surprisingly, there was a special mouse because you're inside a mouse vehicle for that ride.
Rat.
So yeah, yeah, rats
It's a
for sure.
rat buggy.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. I was glad I was able to do that, and I was able to enjoy the World Showcase a bit more than I used to do in the past. So that was fun. And even at Magic Kingdom, there was a few rides I wasn't expecting
Little Mermaid.
to be able. Yeah, we did that one
Yeah.
too. Yeah, but
I was
that
happy
was
to do it.
fun.
Like it's a small world was
No,
devastatingly long. I'm glad I did it, but I can
I'm not
quite
glad I did
confident.
it.
I know I'm quite confident I'll never do it again.
And the fun part is that Nico doesn't like to do the small one because of the
Oh my
song.
god, no,
And
it's
Not
long,
just
man.
because of the
That
song,
thing,
but
I
the
understood the
funny
minute
thing,
I got off. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'll never do this again. For me, I was totally creeped out by the progress, whatever thing.
oh yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god,
the carousel of
the
oh my
progress.
carousel of
god,
progress,
That's good.
I
That's my
did not.
favorite one.
I'm glad again. I would have never done the Little Mermaid. I would have never done that. Usually, typically, but going back a second time, I wanted to do stuff that I didn't do, and again, taking advantage of the lightning lanes and everything like that. But I don't know. That both
I mean,
the small
Carousel
world.
of Progress was on my list because
It's a
it's one of the
classic.
few rides I can, yeah, I can do it. And you're right with the song. I mean, all day we were like, "There's a
It's
great,
great,
big,
Oh my
big,
beautiful
god!
beautiful
tomorrow."
tomorrow.
That's the cue. So guys, let's
Shining at the
yeah.
end, at the end
But
of
So
yeah,
every day.
we'll
the
leave it
day,
at that.
the fun
Better
thing
than Small
that,
World,
Yeah.
though. Come on.
the,
The
yeah,
song is better than Small World.
Yeah.
well, Nico, do you remember when we were park hopping? We were on the bus, and one song comes on the bus.
Hmm.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah, I
da,
know. It's
da, da.
everywhere, man.
And I was like,
I
see,
was singing it.
you didn't
I
have to
was
go on the
singing it
ride to
today,
hear it.
man. I was, I was like, doo, 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 doo. Man, I hate that song.
So Tom,
It's stuck in my head.
What's the video this week? What's the review?
Tomorrow, I'm reviewing the Dark Maul milestone statue that was sent our way from Gentle Giant. If you remember correctly, a few weeks ago, I reviewed the Ahsoka Tano milestone statue as well, and I was telling you guys that it had it was a set of two pieces, and in the review I kind of sent a message to the universe. It was saying, well, maybe I'll get to review the Dark Maul and we'll be able to reunite both statues together. And well, a Gentle Giant came true. They sent me the statue, and I was able to put them both facing each other um, to conclude the review. And well, I want to brag or something like that, but we're going to be the first channel that is going to feature both statues together when the video comes out tomorrow. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to tune in tomorrow. The French version is coming out at 1 p.m. The English version is coming out 50 minutes later at 1:15. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. And we have a lot of stuff coming your way from Gentle Giant. So I guess we're going to have a review with their products like every 2 weeks for a little while now. So we were fortunate enough to receive like a little haul from them. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Especially since I'm broke from my trip to
We all are.
to Disney
We
World.
all
So
are.
we are all, yeah, I guess.
Yep.
So it's gonna give me a huge financial relief to not having to, and some stress relief as well, not having to have or purchase, I should say, a new product for review. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And the week after is gonna be Ice Wolves Black Series helmet. So you got a lot of fun stuff coming your way in terms of review. And as for podcasts, I mean, we don't know when is going to be our next podcast. We'll try to do something special for sure on Live Day or the day before. Because I think Live Day is a Friday. So maybe we'll accumulate some news and some stuff to have enough content for a future podcast on that day. But the best way, if you don't want to miss anything, it is to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, and maybe smash the like button if you liked our adventures, our show tonight. So that way you'll be sure you'll never miss either a podcast or a review from the Star Wars Artifact channel. So yeah, I guess that's it. Do you guys have anything else to add?
No, I think that wraps it up pretty well there.
Well, if you like Marvel stuff
Yeah.
and you speak French, on Sundays we review Loki season 2 on my Twitch channel. So Twitch / NicoCrank. So if you want to have fun with us, with me and my friends talking about Marvels, so come see us.
Yeah, for sure.
Would be nice.
All
And I'm
right.
still working on every video from our trip, because I have
Yeah.
your first day at Galaxy's Edge,
Mhm.
and then also I have the resort hopping that won't make it to Star Wars Artifacts YouTube channel, but we're gonna
But
figure
it
out
might
where to
end
put
up
it.
on my personal, the
Yeah,
Dominic Marin channel
we're gonna put
ultimately.
it
Yeah.
there, and I'm probably put it on mine also, so on my NicoCrank
Mhm.
YouTube channel. So I'm that's what I'm doing for the next couple of weeks, working
In
on
addition of
long
working on the
video.
reviews as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always working on the reviews, but on side gigs, I am trying to edit the fastest possible the trip to Batuu.
Yeah.
It's
For
gonna be a
sure.
long one.
Oh yeah.
So let's end with one last look at the intro after Dom says his goodbye,
Yeah.
and then we'll hit to our outro scene. So Dom, sign us
All right,
off.
guys. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed our adventures on Batuu. And until next time, may the force be with you always.
Always.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.